Hello everyone, welcome back to SHOCKMANIA. I am the Artie Dance. Now I have an Australian horror movie for you and I am genuinely excited about this because I do love Australian horror. Now it's not very often in Australian horror cinema, it's not very often in Australian cinema that you get good Aboriginal representation. Aboriginal stories are usually relegated to these super boring drama films that no one wants to watch. This is different. This is based on an Aboriginal folklore, and quite frankly, this looks great. So, it's called The Moogai. I'll let you know a lot more about the movie at the end of the trailer, including what a Moogai is if you don't know. Welcome to SHOCKMANIA. Let's check out the trailer for this one.
Are you seeing children with white eyes?
This is great. Finally, us Aussies are doing scary kids. Fabulous. I'm looking forward to this.
Sometimes we don't.
See, we can do scary, creepy kids in Australia. We've done it.
Close this deal. Sarah Bishop.
Cheers.
Okay, so she's pregnant again.
She's bleeding, people. We've got a placental abruption. Hold her down.
Not a good... Ooh. Ah, look at that. There's a very good producer back catalogue there.
She died on that time.
Everyone knows those Aussie horror movies.
They're both still alive.
How are things at home?
Gross.
Just really tired. I suppose that's normal though. Isn't it? Where's your brother? Why did you do that?
I didn't.
Can I put some ochre around the place? You can't let the Moogai in.
Trying to be quiet. I'm trying to immerse myself in this one.
Crazy old lady.
They go.
A little girl. She's been telling me about a man, and he wants to take my kids. Fergus, do you believe me?
We're finally doing creepy kids in Australia. This is great.
We're not running anymore. This is where we'll make our stand.
This is really
I'm
good.
not going to leave
Really
my
well
children.
produced. This movie has a bit of a really good backstory to it. You know, October 31 in Australia seems to be it's going to be a very big day because I'm pretty sure The Red is also premiering on October 31st. So that's 2 Australian horror movies on one day. We are very spoiled. What's The Moogai about? Well, I think you picked up a lot of that from the trailer, but I'll give you a bit of a rundown anyway. A young Aboriginal couple brings home their second baby. What should be a joyous time for them takes a sinister turn as the baby's mother starts seeing malevolent spirits she is convinced is trying to take her baby. You know what? The good thing about us in Australia is that we don't have to do those crappy things that they do in China where it's all in their head. It's actually going to be a malevolent spirit, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, I said the movie had a bit of a backstory. About 3 or 4 years ago, director Jon Bell and most of the cast were in a short movie called The Moogai, which focuses pretty much on the same story. So it looks like Jon has created this short movie. He's spent 3 or 4 years trying to get funding. Congratulations, mate. And it looks like now you've been able to put together a fabulous looking movie that is hopefully going to do very well. Now, if you want to watch that short and you're in Australia, it is streaming on SBS On Demand. So you can go there and search for The Moogai and watch the short movie that this movie will be based on. Now, you're asking me, what is a Moogai, Dan? Glad you asked, to be honest, because I didn't know, so I had to look it up as well. Just because I'm Australian doesn't mean I know everything about Australian folklore and Australian history. The Moogai is a creature from Aboriginal Australian folklore, often depicted as a malevolent spirit that steals children. The term has been popularised recently because of the film Moogai, which explores the themes of generational trauma and the stolen generation in Australia. The film portrays the Moogai as a terrifying entity that embodies both the boogeyman and historical trauma experienced by Aboriginal families. What do you think of this one? I think this one looks great. I'm not sure about you guys internationally. I'm not sure what the plans are to release this one internationally, but my fingers are crossed that you do get to see this and around the same time that we do in Australia. Like I said, the 31st of October is stacked in Australian cinema with the Moogai and with the Red, both premiering, both of them looking good, so it's going to be really hard to make a choice between them. Seems like I'm going to have to see both, but what do you think? Thumbs up and thumbs down. Thumbs up, do you want to see this? Thumbs down, you're not interested. Surely this gets a thumbs up. I am the Artie Dans. You are watching Shockmania. Thank you for tuning in to yet another Australian horror movie. I'll catch you next time.